Good morning, good morning. Give me one sec while I put up. Alright, good morning everybody. It's September 14th, 8:25 a.m. Crazy, crazy, crazy day yesterday. Hope everybody was green and took advantage of the move. I had a very good day. Um, Hope everybody else did. Let's get into it, right? A lot of things happened. So I'm gonna go right into the daily chart. Get my trusty marker out. Alright, so in the SPY, obviously big gap here, right? Big gap lower off the CPI news that came in hot, right? And we just took out 3 days of buying in one shot. Pretty big selling, okay? Pretty big selling. So, caught a little bit at the end here. So, destinations today. Let's go over that really quickly. We have a trend line here. Okay, that could act as support. And we also have, let's go into this other chart I introduced yesterday. It's market profile, volume profile on TOS for SPY. You can see here. Okay, so what happened yesterday, right? I said to everyone yesterday, I said at 397 we should get support. We should take a little break, and we did. Right there. And then that fueled the move down. Okay, so that's what happened. Now the next destination is this support right here, 388.5 in the SPY. Also, that is, I think that's the swing low, 388. Yeah, around there. It's that swing low right here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at in the SPY. Let's go over to the Qs. All right, Q's a little weaker. And what did we do, right? Gap, we see the gap. Now, the Qs came right up to this trend line. And literally to the tick. Right up. Found some support. Okay, found some support there. Now, what do we have as far as the Qs? What do we have as far as maybe a next destination, right? Well, we have this swing low here. And then we have 288.38 as a destination as well. Okay, let's look over to the volume profile chart. This is I think this is going to be helpful for everybody to see it with SPY and QQQ. Okay, so let's go to there. Okay, same thing, right, guys? Here's that level I said yesterday. We should get a pause. The pause happened right here. Then that broke, and now we're here. Okay, so the next level is a swing low is 290.87. You can see there's support right here. So 290.87 in the Qs. Okay, that's what we're looking at. Let's go back. Let's go back to our friend TNX. Woo! So I talk about this a lot, right? So even though the market was going up, right, TNX was kind of balancing here and not really going down to support equities going higher, right? But now, yesterday, look at that move, and today we're right here. So TNX right now is at 3.46. This is not good. This is where the lows were, over here, when the last time the TNX was at 3.4. That's 3.48, and it's rising even more as we're speaking. So that is not good. Okay, that should be further confirmation of we're going lower off this big news, right? One other thing that I want to introduce really quickly. Just give me one sec. All right. So the next thing I just wanted to show really briefly is what the probabilities of the next target rate will be for the September 21st FOMC. Okay. And what you can see here is the current rate is here. Let's just call it 2.25. Okay. This is 64% that we're going to get. Let me get it better. 64% is we're going to get a 75% basis point hike. It's already getting priced in. There's a 36% chance we get a 100-point basis point rate hike. So this is September 21st. That doesn't bode well either. Okay. 75 last time we dropped pretty harsh. Let's see if this probability gets higher for the 100 basis point rate hike. Be very interesting to see, right? Just wanted to point that out. You can see the probabilities of target rate hikes. You can find us at the CME group. Okay. Just wanted to point that out. Okay. Now we're gonna move over into the futures. There's not much to recap. I mean, there is, but there's not. Okay. So obviously that news came out. We dropped hard. Okay. We dropped hard. All right. And then we opened up. We went up, and then we just dropped. We just dropped. And this is where, right here, is where I said we'd pause, which we did for a little bit, and then drop. All right. So where are we now, right? Price is right here at 39.51. Okay. So we're slightly below the close yesterday. All right. So what do we have in this overnight session, right? Now, guys, what I like to talk about in the market profile is single prints, right? So emotional selling here, emotional selling here. Okay. These can't get cleaned unless we're in the real time trading hours, not in the overnight session. Okay. So if we do fly up here, we could clean these because there won't be much resistance. If there is, then the sellers are just truly strong. You just use it as another barometer to get market generated information. Okay. So this is the overnight session, kind of balanced. Okay, kind of balanced. And a couple things happened with the volume here yesterday when it took that big pause. It moved the most traded price of the month to 4,450 in this futures in the ES. So now we have the most traded price of the month here. Okay, so look at this as kind of like a big wall here that, it's going to be hard to punch through it. And that should be very resistant if we go up to it for farther selling down. Keep that in mind, okay? So right now we're like I said, we're right at settlement yesterday. We're at the close. Balanced session. Very bearish. We're holding these levels down here. That's bearish, okay? And if you look at the composite profile, we got big volume here. We kind of taper down, pump out here with the yesterday's the most traded price of the month and yesterday's most traded price. And then we come down, taper, and then look at this volume getting built out here. Okay, kind of an odd profile, right? What I see is we need excess down here to complete the profile. So I see us probably coming down here and making it a complete profile. You can't see that. Let me raise this up a little bit. Let me draw that again really quickly. What I think with profile. So profiles here, coming down, puffed out here, coming down, building volume out here. Look at that, right? And it's kind of like, okay, we need some excess here. So I believe this can probably go here. That probably is the move today, to go lower here. Okay, that's just how the profile works, right? You need to have some excess at the bottom. So let's look at the Qs. All right, Qs, similar picture. We're a little above close yesterday. Bunch of single prints. Same emotional selling yesterday. Very kind of balanced session. Okay, holding these lower prices is bearish. Okay, that's very bearish. Okay, we are in a demand zone here, which has been being supportive. Okay, now a very interesting thing happened in Nasdaq. I'll get into it in 1 second. Okay, we don't need to go over what happened yesterday because we all know what happened yesterday. So let's now move into the 60-minute future chart, the 1 hour chart. Just give me 1 sec. Alright guys, let's see. So obviously big drop, right? This is the ES. Couple key levels. Let's look at those first. So my first key level yesterday was a key support of 40.28. Okay, and we actually came down to it. You can see right here we came down to it, punched up a little bit, and then we ripped down. Okay, so that was broken, and then we took our little pause here. Okay, and then there's some key levels now. Okay, this is resistance level 39, 79, 50 in the ES. So we got 3 times we came up here and found sellers. All right, and now we have a key support level as well. We have a double bottom here at 39.42.50 in the futures. This level's probably the punch we punched down. We're probably going lower. Okay, key support level lower is 39.03. Okay, that's what I'm seeing as key levels. As far as a pattern going, what do we have here, right? If I make a trend line here from this high to here, we got a trend line, right? And then what do we have here? We have support here. So this is looking like a descending triangle. Like, so if we fill this triangle up, we could break it, right? Or what else can happen, right? Shoulder, head. If we come down here a little bit like this, create another shoulder. This is the neckline. Then you got a head and shoulders pattern, right? That can also make us go down. So 39.42.50 is a key support level. Okay, we've already tried to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. This market is very, very bearish right now with this bad news. TNX going higher. September seasonally is bearish. It's got a lot of things in the bear's favor right now. Okay, all right, let's look over to the Qs. All right, so in the Qs, let's go with the key levels. Okay, my key level yesterday was 124.84. Same thing. I waited for the market to break it. See how the market came back up and tested it? That's when I got in my short trade. Okay? That's what I was waiting for. And that happened, right? So now, what are our levels now? Okay? 122.19.75 is a resistance level. Came once, twice, three times. Sellers stepped in. All right? Sellers stepped in. All right, same story as the ES, right? Same looking pattern, same trend line I drew. Key support level 120.89.50. Okay, 129.89.50. We have one, two, three, four, five, six levels of support here. Same thing, right? Descending triangle. Fill up the triangle, we can move down, right? Also, forming a shoulder, we could form a head, we could form another shoulder, neckline, down. Okay? Now the Qs, okay, they have a trend line. They have a trend line. I'm going to get really small here. They have a trend line from the lows, our 617 lows, right here. Okay, this is in the futures though. And right here is a swing low. And we're right here right now, price. So this is a pretty big trend line. That gets broken. That's very important. Okay, that's very important. We could go to 119.97. Okay, that's a trend line that we're on right now. So, as well as, check this out. If you notice here, the most traded price of the year, this year, 120, 130, 150, has now moved down to here. So this could be a resting point today. However, these are walls, right? The most traded prices. This is the most traded price of the year now. Okay, so these act two ways. Magnets. That's why we're hanging out here. Okay. As well, though, the longer we keep going like this, the bigger the move. The bigger the move, and obviously, I believe it's lower. So keep an eye on that. Okay, it's very important. Very, very, very important. All right, let's move on to what maybe I'm seeing today. Okay, let's go to our market profile charts. Zoomed in chart. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Alrighty. Let's look at what we got. Okay. So price is at 39.60 right now. Okay. So let's get this a little bigger here. Let's get this a little bigger so we can really see a little bit better here, the levels. Let's get this bigger here. We can really see what's going on. Okay. All right. So obviously, I'm biased to look into lower, right? With all the bearish news, with the seasonality, with the TNX, all those things are in the favor of the bear. Okay. So, and we have, a couple things here, a couple new supply zones here, overhead. So you have a lot of things overhead of us, right? The most traded price of the month is here. So look at these as hurdles for the bulls. Look at these as hurdles, as well as this resistance, 39.79.50, right? Look at those as hurdles. That's a lot of hurdles for for somebody to jump over. Okay, so this is going to be pretty simple scenarios today. All right, I think we could possibly open, and what I can see happen is cleaning those single prints there, coming up to 39,750. All right, and one or two things happen from here. I believe we can break this. I believe we can break this, come back down to it, and here's where the one or two things happen. I believe we actually come up, clean these single prints, hit, this is the monthly VWAP, and I believe we find sellers here, and I believe we start to make our move down. Okay, we start to make our move down. Now that's one scenario, right? I also said that two scenarios here. I believe also we can just come up to 39.70, try to break above it, and then we sell too. Okay, I think that's a very nice, very likely to happen today. Okay, because people are short, and you might get a couple, might get some squeezes of overnight shorts. Okay, so we'll have to see. Okay, now of course, if you want to go a little extra bearish scenario, you can. I would say this could happen. We can open here, push down, come up to this supply zone, kind of chop, and then we go right to the overnight lows, hang around here, and then we go lower. Okay, that's another scenario. So that's what I see happening. Obviously, it looks like I believe the market's going to go lower. So we'll see. Okay. Now the other thing is in the Nasdaq, similar. Okay, similar. I believe the same scenario is going to happen. You got the monthly VWAP here. That's going to act as resistance. We got the two supply zones. Okay. So remember, those are hurdles. Okay. And so for here, like I said, we could do the same thing. Come up to here, touch this key resistance level, and one or two things happens. We do break it, find resistance up here, sell off. Or we can't break it and sell off. That's what I see. I'd be really surprised if we could really find ourselves up here. Because people are going to short bounces today. That's what I most likely is going to happen. They're going to, get a short-lived bounce to short. That's what I see happening. Now probably it for today. Hope this was informative, and please give me a subscribe, give me a like, comment. Hopefully these videos are getting better. I'm trying to get better. If anyone has any suggestions that what you would like to see, or maybe I'm not showing something clearly, please ask me a question. But please also do me a favor and share my feed with other traders. That would be great. That would help me out a lot. So hope everybody is green today. I wish everybody good luck today, and I will see you guys tomorrow.